Hi, this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments, and I am coming to you today with a project recipe. This project recipe uses this beautiful spring collection from Creative Memories. It's called Endless Meadows. This is a really, really pretty collection. It reminds me kind of April showers and May flowers and that kind of thing. It's got some beautiful embellishments and really, really pretty mats. And the coolest part about this also is that you get 2 sticker packs to choose from in this selection. So you can get a sticker pack that's nothing but border, the 12-inch border stickers, or you can get the one that is nothing but the just the flowers and the birds and the insects and bees and the different little sayings. Or you can get both of them. So that's one of the cool things about this collection. We don't usually have the choice or the option of so many stickers. So kind of fun. Let me get right to it, and we will get into this beautiful layout that we're going to do. Project recipes are super easy in that we follow a guide, and this is the guide that we're going to follow. This uses the new circle chain border maker cartridge. So if you have this, you're going to need that out as well. If you don't have this one, any chain cartridge that has kind of a circular shape will work. I did this the other day and used the button cartridge from years ago, and it looked really cute. So anything that you have that's circular and in a chain for your border maker cartridge will be perfect. But this one is the one that is used in the example, so I'm going to use that one today. To start off, we need 2 sheets of tone-on-tone paper for our base, and they use 2 different sheets in this example. I've never been a fan of 2 different sheets for my base. I like my pages to match in so much that the base is the same color. So I'm going to use the same sheets for my base, and this is the one that I have chosen. It reminds me kind of a storm, and so I just thought it would be really pretty to go with that one. Then we also need 1 additional sheet of tone-on-tone paper and an additional sheet of designer paper. You do need to like both sides, again, because we're going to be flipping some of them over. Both of the sheets that you choose additionally, we will be flipping over. So just make sure you like both sides. I'm going to use this one that has a bunch of butterflies all over it. It's a beautiful shade of emerald green. And the back reminds me of rain, which works perfectly with my base paper. It actually matches beautifully. And then I'm going to use this one with beautiful yellow. Not sure what type of flower that is. Not really a dandelion. Not a dandelion, sorry. A daffodil. Might be a daffodil. It's kind of close. Anyways, really pretty. And then this side is more of a mottled tone-on-tone of the yellow, which brightens things up. All right, so let's get started. We're going to cut these 2 pieces and prepare them for our base. So I'm just going to move our base out of the way. Base papers out of the way. We're going to punch 2 borders out of each of these papers. And so I'm going to be careful about the way that I cut or the way that I punch these, because they are both directional papers. So let me show you what I mean. I've got flowers running this way. If I put my paper in to my border maker this way, then I've got flowers. I've got portions of flowers along my border. But if I put my paper in this way, then I will have one long continuous border of flowers with leaves. So it's something to consider if you're going to use a directional paper where this is concerned. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in so that I can have mostly the same line of flowers in my circles. And we're going to go ahead and punch. Make this chain all the way up the 12-inch. Another way of making a variety with this particular punch or with this particular project recipe is to use 2 different punches. And if you have 2 different circle punches, you could punch 2 of the circle, this circle, and then maybe the next one a different pattern, and then another one of this circle, and then the next 2 of the other pattern. Just a couple ideas. Depends on what you want to do. For now, I'm just going to stick with the instructions, right? Hard to go wrong when you follow the instructions. But sometimes it is fun to go and create something totally unique. If you're one of those people that likes to do that, be my guest. Experiment. Your border maker cartridges are designed to be able to do that. So some fit together better than others, but you don't know until you've tried. So now this one also has a directionality to it in that the rain seems to be falling down this way. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it that direction. The butterflies on the other side kind of go all different directions. So I'm not really as concerned about them. But I think it will look nicer if our rain is not falling sideways. So we're going to go with that. This pattern is very subtle, so once you've punched it, you can see that it's not super easy to see the pattern in it anymore. But I know it's there, so you can see it somewhat. Over there, get rid of our confetti from our punch. Always likes to cling to the side of my table. Okay, and I'm going to put this away. It's off of our table. Now what I'm going to do is grab my 12-inch trimmer, and we're going to, let's see, I want to check something here very quickly. Okay, we're going to use this one, and we're going to cut. Oh, you know what? I'm leading you astray. We actually need 3 punched borders of each one of these. So I'm sorry, I had forgotten. You need 3 of each kind. If you don't have 3 of each kind, you won't be able to do the full design. So let's do 1 more of each one of these. Sorry about that. I had to consult my directions a little bit closer, and I realized that I goofed. Okay. This is the kind of goof that's easy to overcome though, because you just need to cut another one. So there's that one. One more, and then we're all good to go. All right. All right, so now we've got 3 of each kind, which is what we want, and we want our trimmer. And we're going to go ahead and use this one, the one with the water and the butterflies on the back. And we're going to cut 2 at 3/4 by 12 inches. So I'm going to line it up over here with my 3/4 mark. You can look at the top or the bottom to find your way, find that measurement. There's one. I'm going to do another one that's 3/4. All right. And then what we should have left is, or I beg your pardon, we need to measure at 6.5. So I'm going to put this corner of the paper at the 6.5 mark on my arm up here. I'm going to put this edge of the paper flush with the border at the top, and I'm just going to trim off the side here, which is another roughly 3/4, but I'm not going to use that piece, so I'm going to set that way over there so I don't accidentally grab it by mistake. Then we're going to turn this horizontally, and we're going to cut 2 of these at 4.5 inches. These are going to be mats. So there's one. And here is another. I'm going to set that aside because I don't need it anymore. Then I'm going to grab my floral piece again. This one I'm going to trim at 5.5. So I'm going to put the corner up here at the 5.5 mark, which is a little bit tricky on our CM trimmer, but you'll know that you'll notice if you look at the ruler as it extends out onto the arm, that the 5.5 mark is right on the very edge of your trimmer. So I'm just going to put my paper right on the edge of my trimmer, and the top half flush against that shoulder again. Going to cut there, set that aside, and then take the smaller piece and just make sure that this one measures 3.25. If it doesn't, then, you know, we can't do too much about it unless it's more than 3.25, and then you might want to trim it just a little. Mine is just a hair over, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to leave it like that. All right, so we're going to go with that. And it's time to assemble. It was quick. All right, so I'm going to get my 2 base papers in here. Let me move these punch pieces out of the way just a little, and these pieces out of the way just a little. These pieces. All right, and these are mats, so I'm going to set those up here. Okay, so here are our base pieces. The pattern is slightly different if you turn the page a little bit. So you might want to turn one of them slightly going a different direction, or you might not. It's up to you. I have one going one way and one going the other. I think I'm going to turn it so they're both headed the same direction. Kind of. That looks better. There we go. Okay. Now, flipping my directions over, what we're going to do first is we're going to take the our two biggest pieces, which are these two, and one of them is going to go up the side over here. The other one's going to go across horizontally over here. Now we can do like this, or we can do like this, or we can do like this, or we can do like this. So you can, choose which direction you want things to go. I believe for my purposes, I'm going to turn this one so I have a more solid piece up here. And gonna leave the flowers going vertically over here. All right. Let's see. One of our 3/4 inch pieces is going to go up the outer edge over here. And if you haven't cut this piece yet and you're just watching the video all the way through first, the instructions actually do say to switch blades and use a different blade on this piece on the outer edge, which gives you a little bit of a ruffled edge on the outside. You can do that for sure if you have an extra blade. If you don't, then that's completely okay. I went ahead and did it without just because, so that you could see what it looks like without it. And it does look really cool with it, and I'll show you an example at the end that I put together already, so you can see what it looks like with it. All right, so those are going to go just like so. If you don't like it or you want to flip these over, you certainly can. That gives you a nice dark green if you're using the same papers that I am, which is a really pretty contrast. You could flip this over, give it a little more contrast available on this side. That actually is probably what I'm going to do, just because the other side is so similar to the base paper. I think it looks really pretty to have that dark green up there. All right. Let's go ahead and adhere these down. So your 3/4 inch strip here is roughly 1/4 inch from your edge, from your outside edge. So we'll go ahead and just get our adhesive on that and get it stabilized. We're going to go ahead and finish this edge. The adhesive is not breaking off where I want it to, and so I keep ending up with these tails sticking out, which I don't know if you've ever had that happen. It's not really a big deal. You just smash it down, but it's bugging me. So I'm going to try to spread it out a little. I have it stuck everywhere. Okay, let's see. There. That'll do. There's a movie that's from, and I don't remember which one it is, but oh, babe, isn't it? That'll do, pig. That'll do. Something like that. Anyways, okay. So we're stuck those down. Now we're going to stick these two down over here. Again, 1/4 of an inch or so from the top of your paper. Just line it up as well as you can. You don't have, it doesn't have to be super exact, but closer you are to being right on, the more your edges will line up. So the more you do this, the more you'll be able to see when it's lined up right and without having to be super careful. All right, so I'm just making sure my edge down here is on. And you can see, because I was concerned about this edge didn't quite work out. So let me see if I can fix this one. Don't have this on with repositionable adhesive, so lifting it back up again can sometimes be a little dicey, but let's see if we can get this a little bit more spot on. If we can't, that's okay, because I'm actually going to be covering this with a sticker, so it really is okay if you can't get it like right on the mark. There we go. I like that better. Okay, so there we go with our 2 bases. Now we're going to take our circles, and these circles are going to be in varying lengths, and you're going to be flipping some of them over. So get, if you have the precise scissors that we sell, or any scissors with a super fine tip, that's what you're going to want. And you're going to start with, pick one of the 2. You're going to start with that, and you're going to count 7 circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and just go straight across. All right. Then you're going to lay that on your page. Okay. And then you're going to, let's see. Then we're going to do 5 more. And we're going to trim it across. We're going to flip that over and put that next to it, roughly. Okay, and we've got 6 left. We're going to leave that one kind of hanging out here in the middle for a minute. We're going to get some of the flowered one, and this one's going to have 7 circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 circles, and we're going to cut right across our flowers right there. Then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 circles. And we're going to snip that across, and we're going to flip that over. So we have a solid yellow piece. Okay. All right, so set that one aside. We're just going to flip it over so we can see it super well over there. Then we're going to grab another one of our rain falling with the green on the back. And this one's going to have 5 circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to flip that one over also. And then we've got the 6th piece that we cut the first time. Right. Now we're going to set this one down. We're going to get one of the flowered ones. And we're going to do this one with 7 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The idea is you just want a varying number of circles along this. We're going to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, and then we have 6 and 5 and 5. So we're going to do 6. And then we're going to do 5 of this one. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to cut this one right in the middle because we need 2 for over there. We need another green one over here, and it's going to need to be a 5. So we're going to do that. Cut that one at 5. And we need, let's see, let's do some more flowers. And they're going to be 7. If your circle numbers do not match up, it's totally all right. Just make sure you have kind of a variety across the page, and you will be just fine. So 6. Let's do another green one or blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one more green one there. And then I just need one more yellow one. So I'm gonna trim that one at 4. So I'm gonna redo that one because I left a little bit of a footer. That one's gonna go up there with that. Okay, so you do end up with a little bit left over. So just set that aside. Now we're gonna use our repositionable adhesive, which I have to find on my table here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put these on. Now, the best way I have found to do this is to find your center. So let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14. There's 14 of them. That means our center is going to fall between 2 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right here between these 2 is going to be our center. Now let me just push this one out of the way just slightly so that I can get this page on my grid. This is where working on a grid board does come in handy because I know that right here is my very center. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere my this one on this side of the line, and we're going to put the very edge of it right up to the paper at the top. And then just try to make it straight down. All right, so there's one. We'll do his buddy next to him. Okay. And you're going to leave a little bit of space in between. So just know that there's anywhere from 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch in between. Try to be as consistent as you can, but if you wind up with one a little closer than the other, or than the other, you can always go back and move them because you're putting them on with repositionable adhesive. So again, a real benefit to using this kind of adhesive. And we're just going to work our way from the center out. Trying to make sure we've got these as straight as we can. You want to try to be careful not to put more than 1/4 of an inch between, because when you get to the outer edge, you'll find that you don't have enough room. If you've used it all up in the center. But at least when you start from the center, you are more apt to be able to have enough room for both sides. You ever started from the left doing something like this, and then by the time you get over here to this side, you still have 3 more things to go and you have no room to put them down? That's what we want to avoid. Kind of having the opposite problem on this side because I'm getting them a little too close together. So I'm gonna scoot this out just a tad and then adjust a couple. All right, hang on. All-purpose tool to the rescue. Let's try that again, shall we? There we go. Okay. All right, just about done, but I need to go back and adjust those others. So this will turn out a little bit nicer and more balanced. Let's see. Scoot this over a little close. Scoot this one over. Boy, this is a project where you really appreciate having that repositionable adhesive. If you're trying to do this project without it, bless your heart, because it's definitely takes a good eye to get these on here. Evenly. Just gonna move this one over a little bit. And I'm going to move this one over just a smidge, and then I think we'll call it good. Yeah, that'll be good. All right. Just rubs right off. Woohoo! Love it. Okay. Now, to go ahead and do this side, we are going to need a ruler because we need to be able to put a 3 by 3 inch photo up here on top. So I'm going to lay my 12 by 12 zero centering ruler on top of my paper, just like that. I'm going to start with, which one am I going to start with? Okay, so I know I have to use this solid gold because otherwise it won't show up because it'll be the same as the flowered paper. So we're going to start with that. And so I have some adhesive on there. I'm going to count out 3 1/4. So 1, 2, 3 plus an additional line, and that's where my first little guy is going to go. And I'm going to go in just about 1/8 of an inch from the edge to allow for a border. Okay. Now I can decide, do I want the blue or do I want the green? I already have the green out here. I think I'm going to use the blue. I think, let's see. Well, actually, maybe I will use the green. I'll use the green. The green just shows up so much better than the blue. And this one I'm going to put right next to, well, almost right next to. I take that back. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap in between them. Not too much. Not even 1/8 of an inch. Now, if you wanted to put 4 3 by 3 photos down this mat that you're creating, that would totally be fine. So then you don't have to fuss with these extra little pieces. It is up to you completely whether you want to add these or not. So, you know, they may not stay there for me. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, now we need to proceed with some border stickers. And I'm going to grab my border sticker package. Let's see which border stickers we want. Oh, the other thing we need to do is adhere these mats, or at least lay them on here so we have an idea color-wise what we've got. All right, so we've got those on here, and I'm using the dark color because I think it'll help make the colors of the photos pop if I do that. And let's see, we could use this gray border sticker, this one right here, or we could use this honeycomb shape up here. I don't think I want to use these flowers because they'll be sideways, and no, I just don't think I want to do that. Although we could use one of the flowers up the side and then use the Earth Laughs in flowers on the other side. Or we could do Here Comes the Sun. Let's do that. We're going to use this light green that says "The Earth Laughs and Flowers" from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Because it's horizontal, I'm going to go ahead and keep it horizontal and put it right across this seam at the top over here. All right, so that one is done and good to go. And then I'm going to use I'm going to just use these yellow flowers. Am I? Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm a creature of indecision. Crazy. Maybe the honeycomb would be better. Because I already have these flowers on the page. Honeycomb. Okay, yeah, let's do the honeycomb. I think it'll be all right. If I can get the centers punched out, my goodness, they keep sticking in there. Bear with me here 1 second while I get all these centers to stay on the paper. Stay on the paper. All right, here's one. Got a straggler here, so let's get him off of there. Stick him over there. All right, so I'm going to put him, or put this going across. I'm actually going to be really careful to put this so that only the yellow shows through the design of the border sticker. So right along the edge, so that only the design shows through. Okay, then we need this other one. All right. Now we're gonna get this other sticker off here. Okay, this one's going to go in on this right-hand page. And we're going to run this right along the inside edge. And I'm letting the flowers poke through just a little bit. There we go. And I need one more sticker to go along the edge over here. So, no, you know what? Actually, I'm just going to leave that one blank because my edges meet up pretty well. If your edges are not meeting up, you might want to put a border sticker right along that edge right there, and help that meet up. That would be good. I'm going to go ahead and attach my mats. And And we have some embellishments we could put on there to go ahead and finish this up. So let's find some pretty stickers or some pretty flowers I mean to go ahead and jazz this up. Maybe that one. Maybe this one. You've got lots of journal mats in here we could choose. We want to maybe add that one over here. Add some, bring that yellow a little more into that page. Ooh, I've got all kinds of little flowers just falling out all over. All right. Let's see, maybe we can find a cute little sunshine sticker. Some butterflies. Look for the bits of beauty in every day. That's where the magic happens. Oh, that's pretty. Very cool. All right. So I'm gonna get a little fuzz on that. And pop it up with some foam squares. Now you can do photos all the way across the yellow mat right here. Those photos would be 3.5 by 5 and they'd fit perfect. You can do 3, 1, 2, 3 at 3.5 by 5, or you can make them smaller. You can add your photos over top of these down here if that makes you happy. I'm gonna stick this right here and add a little flower poking out. And a little leaf. Let me find a little leaf. Leaf. Let's lift that flower up and stick a leaf under it. How about that? There we go. Always best to put things in 3s or odd numbers. All right. And rather than having 3 photos over here, I'm going to put a photo mat right here with some flowers next to it. So I'm just going to use my temporary, not temporary, but my removable adhesive, so that in case I need to change the orientation of that mat, I can. Same thing with this cute little floral embellishment, which you'll notice I'm not sticking down on this side of it because I want to be able to tuck my pictures up underneath it right there. And it looks like we are done. So this is the Endless Meadows project recipe. I also did the same project recipe the other night. Like I said, I was going to show you. This is that same project recipe. So you can see how very different they are from one from another. I used a little button border maker chain over here, and just because I thought it might be cute. So that it does look a lot different depending on the papers that you choose, but still very, very pretty. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you'll take a minute and recreate this on your own, or look into doing a project recipe with me another time. And you have a great day and keep creating.